What's going on, Reef Builders? It is Christmas here at the studio because I just got in my order of corals from Ultra Coral Australia. As you guys know, we just had Reef Stock Australia in Sydney in early August, and while I was there, went and visited some friends, and my friends in Australia happened to be coral people, and one of those was Nick and Ivy Dos Santos, and I was at their facility right when they got in a big order of corals that they collected themselves, and this was really cool because I was able to cherry pick some real oddball corals, some branching Leptoceras, yellow bower banky, an absolutely insane chalice coral. But I really wanted to share these corals with you guys before they went out into all the tanks. They were just kind of hard to keep track of. So I did something a little bit different. These corals have actually been in here for one day with some circulation, with some aeration, and they've been allowed to kind of settle in and open up so you can get the best look possible. And just kind of mix things up, I decided to try my hand at showing you these corals under mostly blue lighting. So I hope you guys really enjoyed just kind of a sneak peek at some cherry picked corals from Australia with some real oddballs, some truly rare corals in there. So I hope you enjoy. Here's a really nice elephant skin coral, a Pachyceras. This is one of the most common corals that you'll see on wild reefs. It's never going to really get anything crazier than just a slight shade of green, but it's a really hardy coral that'll, some species really do best under medium light. This is one of those semi-branching species that actually will do better under a little bit brighter light, and when you're diving on the reef, this is when you'll actually find in shallower water. So they have really fallen out of favor with the general aquarium hobby because they're not like the most propagatable coral, but it's one I've been really on the lookout for. Very common, and finally glad to add it to my collection. Here we have a couple nice euphyllias. This one really stood out to me because it has such weird wedged or semi-branching tips. So it's almost just got like a frog spawn hammer thing going on. And it definitely doesn't hurt that it has a kind of a bright green inside with a little bit of just an orange edge to every tip. But you'll see that is not a normal tentacle polyp. So really looking forward to putting this in just a a classic reef environment and seeing how well those develop and see how bright those colors can become. And this is one that I picked up on purpose because it is deliberately kind of gray. It doesn't have really any hint of brown or green or orange. It has just these really grayish, almost white, very well-developed tentacle tips. And it's just going to be something really different in my collection of euphyllias. So here's a little bit more of a fancier style bower banky. I already have and did a whole video on fragging orange bower banky. This one is definitely a little bit more on the neon side of orange compared to the coppery one that I had before. And there's a little bit of that shipping damage that sometimes